I am.
I am rolling.
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1225, January 16th, 2024. 46 degrees on this day in 1961. 1961 hardly ever comes up as a year. It's kind of a forgotten year.
Okay.
And 29 below on this day in 1888.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
My, how times have changed.
Ho, ho, ho. Yes, sir. Yes, they have. Change them up.
Sanibel Jim was reading a little feature in the Deluth News Tribune called Bygones. And on January 13th, 1954, the following appeared in the Duluth News Tribune. Alvin T. Stolen, Duluth's superintendent of schools, said that under no circumstances will schools close due to cold weather. Superior's policy is to close schools when temperatures are at 30 below and combined with high winds.
Ooh.
Now, their times have changed.
Yeah, I'll say. We were not weak back then.
No. Have we closed any schools this week or today?
Last week we did, didn't we?
My town did yesterday.
All right. How is everybody?
Grand.
Just wonderful.
Mind your own business.
And I listen, you piece of hay chewing, bib overall wearing rube.
What did Kenny do?
Well,
What's
he
the
just
problem,
told me
my
to
friend?
mind
Just
my
said
own
mind
business.
your own
Oh,
business.
oh. It doesn't even register with me anymore.
You know,
Kenny says that.
I had a little fun at your expense via text messages over the weekend. You really could have shown me if you would have up and died. Then I would have felt bad about all the grief I gave you over the weekend.
Is
But
that right?
here you are alive and sounding really
Jeez.
well, and you actually look good
Let's
too.
peel the curtain. You know what Kenny is with the group text message? Kenny's your buddy at the bar who starts flapping his yap, maybe even throws a haymaker, then runs for the door.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the minute he's uninterested, he's gone.
He's out.
He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
This came up last week. We might have discussed it, however, briefly, and it's now too late to discuss it again at length, but it certainly bears mentioning because I can't stop thinking of Marx Brothers movies. In fact, I went down a rabbit hole after I read this and was reading about Marx Brothers movies. 5 top officials with the Metro Transit and the Metropolitan Council will ride the Metro's 2 light rail trains throughout this week as part of their first ever listening sessions tour, an effort to connect with everyday riders and hear passenger concerns and feedback. At this point, I'm starting to see the Marx Brothers. The officials will board at 15 Green Line and Blue Line stations throughout the week, including Union Depot, Snelling Avenue, Lake Street, Midtown, and Mall of America stations, among others. The officials include Met Council Chair Charlie Zell, Metro Transit GM Leslie Canderas, Metro Transit Police Chief Ernest Morales III. I'm really getting into the Marx Brothers now because these are all people like from made-up country in Europe or something. Metro Transit Chief Operating Officer Brian Funk, and Met Council Transportation Chair Deb Barber. Officials were scheduled to ride the Blue Line Tuesday and Thursday. On Wednesday, the schedule called for meeting riders between 7:15 and 7:45 a.m. at the Warehouse District, Hennepin Avenue Station, and then riding eastbound to Union Depot Station in St. Paul with stops at, excuse me, I'm fine, but I have to cough occasionally. Union Depot Station with stops at Snelling Avenue Station from 8 to 8:30 and whatever. An additional stop was planned. Okay. Shorter. Okay. Metro Council and Metro Transit officials are seeking feedback on the 40 goals outlined in their safety and security action plan.
How are they going to get home?
I have never seen, and I've seen a lot, I've never seen public officials this tone deaf.
Oh, you haven't seen the latest.
It's the latest.
It's on American Experiment
Yeah.
from yesterday. Headline, Angry Riders Vent as Transit Officials Tout Light Rail Safety Plan. And evidently all these angry riders went to the Metro Transit's Facebook page and let them have it. The quotes are fantastic.
I have never seen anyone more optically tone deaf in my life than to show up with their own personal security agencies carrying guns to have a listening session with passengers on the train, most of whom at 7 a.m. probably weren't bent on any destruction anyway.
True. They're going at a safe time. They're running at a safe time.
And I just thought if this was still active in the news, we'd have to get a hold of Charlie Zell and just say, how could you be this stupid? How could you be this blindly stupid?
But is this a sign of them knowing that there is actual trouble and them saying, see, look, everything's fine?
No, that gives them too much credit.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because otherwise, why would they be doing this?
Because they're morons.
All right.
And it's their third rail people who have been insulated from reality. They're the Marx Brothers being followed around by the fake army that the Marx Brothers just appointed in the country of Olagalawea.
You have to let me read this one, and I'm going to read it as it's written. I'm not going to fix it, okay? People are right there, are drug heads on the trains all through the day and nighttime hours, smoking, drinking, putting their feet, apostrophe S, on seats. I have seen people get killed on the train. Where is the police for this? No question mark, just a period. But there's real true rage here. Here's another one. Everything is gross and filthy. There's urine, feces, vomit, blood, syringes, food, etc. on every surface of the light rail and the stations. The only time I have ever seen anyone clean was the U.S. Bank Stadium light rail before the Taylor Swift concert, and that was subpar. I found 2 uncapped dirty syringes on the ground that the cleaning crew missed. And it goes on and on like that, Joe. They're really letting them have it.
Well, this was last week, and it happened, and I suppose they're touting it as some sort of success. But I just couldn't help let that go without.
No, you're absolutely mention. Right. And we talked about this a little bit. Maybe it was off the air last Thursday. And we decided the best thing to do for these people, if they really want a true glimpse of what happens, is ride by themselves undercover at all times of day. Don't take the big crew. Don't take your the police or your bodyguards or anybody like that. And then you'll see what really goes on.
Yeah, don't tell a soul.
Right. And that's how you're going to find out.
And that won't happen.
No.
It's not going to happen.
And for the low price of $3,100 a foot, they can take it to Eden Prairie as soon as 2028.
That's so funny.
$3,100 a foot that pig is going to cost us.
It's we're going to have to did you follow the caucuses in Iowa?
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Not only did Trump win, there's 99 counties in Iowa.
Yeah.
He won 98. And the one he lost.
What percentage is that?
And the one he lost, he lost by 1 vote.
Right.
In Johnson County, Nikki Haley beat him by 1 vote. He won 90, well, let's just call it all of them. He won all of the counties, all of them.
What are we to glean?
We're to glean that we're going to have to bring back a phrase from 2016 and 2017. And that's why Trump got elected.
Yep.
As you look around at the insanity of this country, I'm going to have to get comfortable with the idea that he's addressing the insanity of this country.
I just think what Iowa showed us, and we talked about this
He's
briefly.
insane,
but
he's addressing the insanity of the country.
I'm going to put myself in this camp because I had the tirade last week. I think people are fed up. I really do.
Well, no bleep, as we say.
That's but now we have evidence.
And that's why Trump got elected. Yep.
Okay, but what percent? The percentage of voters that came out is not 100% of Iowa.
John, you didn't happen to save what I told you.
I have it in my head what you said, yes.
Tell me, because I can't find the tweet now.
Of the, I think it was close to 80,000 registered Republicans.
2 million people in Iowa.
Yeah, 80,000 registered Republicans, and 14% of those registered Republicans voted. Or caucused, like not voted, caucused yesterday.
I'll find it. That's a little off.
That's my ray of hope, is that those were probably the people that voted for Trump. There were the January 6ers.
I'm not looking for a ray of hope. This has to be taken just as seriously as possible. This guy is identifying more with the people of Iowa than DeSantis could, than Haley could, than Ramaswamy could. He's now dropped out.
Will Haley and DeSantis follow suit?
Well, they'll stick it out through New Hampshire.
Through New Hampshire for sure.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I don't think Iowa's always a bellwether either. Remember, Cruz won it in 2016. So I don't know that you can throw your ring or hat in the ring at this point.
Well, but I certainly am able to say that it's terribly impressive to win 98 out of 99 counties. That's I don't know Iowa politics, but I would say that's never been done before. That's incredible. But look at what's happened in the country. You've got a border crisis. You've got 3 Ivy League presidents revealing their true nature and the true nature of the failed academy when they testified before Congress. You've got a state flag in Minnesota that was hurried into production to mean nothing. The list is endless. What's happening to the country, and Trump is implausible as it is, keeps emerging as the guy on the white horse. Yes, you in the back.
This comes from Twitter, so take that into consideration. It comes from a gal named Ashley Votes Blue. She's anti-Trump. She lives in Iowa. Here's what she said. Here's the caucus breakdown. There's just over 2 million registered voters. There's 718,000 registered Republicans. 102,000 people voted. 53,219 voted for Trump. She says that's 14% of Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
This is her opinion now. She says this will be a rematch between Biden and Trump. It's going to be like 2020, only Biden will win by an even bigger margin. So take that or leave it. But that's what I was referring to earlier.
And those numbers are correct. I just verified it also with 2 different news reports. Not her theory there about what's going to happen in general, but those numbers.
This confirms what we were saying last week before, I think it was both on Wednesday and Thursday, that if you want to win and you're a Republican, if you want to win the endorsement, you cannot bash Trump.
Yes.
The information that you guys just gave, John, are you saying that it's too small of a sample size to make a large? I guess, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, I guess that would be my conclusion. I didn't say that, but I guess that would probably be my conclusion. Also, caucuses are different than primaries. It's not the same as, the caucuses are run by the party. They're not run by the state, whereas primaries are run by the state.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a whole different ballgame. But certainly it's an indicator, I think, of where things may be headed. But
What do you
know.
suppose will happen in New Hampshire?
yeah, that's a good question. I know the polls now, Haley's almost within 3, according to the polls, of Trump. So who knows?
But
I
didn't
don't
you
know. I
guys
guess
didn't you guys all along just anticipate that Trump was going to get the nomination? Because I certainly did.
I did, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Trump continues to do something that all of his challengers, beginning 6 years ago, 7 years ago, he continues to do something that all of his challengers, I say, can't do. And that is he doesn't act like a politician.
Yeah.
But he doesn't act like a regular human either.
DeSantis and Haley are full of political jargon.
Yes. Yeah,
Jargon.
they're following the
Mhm.
They're following the playbook
mold.
of a politician.
okay.
Trump has never been interested in that. It worked for him in 2016. He hasn't changed that view. He doesn't come across as a politician.
What's going to happen if he's elected? What will? It all depends on his own behavior, I guess. The Democrats are going to say he's not my president. I'm moving to Canada, and
And none of them will.
right. How are the Republicans going to receive him? And I don't mean the January 6ers. I mean all of us sitting at the table here who are middle of the road. I mean, will it be turmoil?
I'll answer Rookie's question because of what I said earlier. I think so many people are now fed up. If let's just say he is elected, I think a lot of people. I'll throw myself in this. I don't identify with what's currently going on in the White House. All of this woke nonsense. This is not the country that I grew up in and the country that I recognize. And I think that's why a lot of people are fed up. This is not the country that they believed in. Am I wrong?
No.
No. The question that gets asked over and over, and we talked about this a little bit before we even signed on with the town council, is how well the economy was perceived. Maybe it truly was doing really well while Trump was in office. And Joe, you brought up an example from some of your friends up around Brainerd, if I remember right.
I remember going to a boat show in Brainerd in 2018 and having to use a taxi service. And the gal who ran it went on and on and on about how much she loved the economy and they had to buy another car.
Yeah.
In Brainerd, where they're saying, what's the demand, but she's getting the demand. And it was everywhere I touched, in a restaurant or wherever. Man, the economy's great. We love this.
So with that in mind, to answer Matthew's question, what I foresee happening, whether it's real or perceived, is that things could possibly turn around. More people are going to spend. Businesses are going to do better. More people are going to advertise on GL. The 5 of us are going to do better. That's the only example I can come up with. I'm hoping farmers will do better. I'm hoping, but I have nothing to base that on.
Under Trump, you mean?
Under Trump. And I don't even know if it's perceived or if it's a reality as far as the economy goes.
And I also believe that the border is what's killing this administration.
I think that's a huge issue.
That's a big deal. And now I'm reading today that New York is sending them our way. They're re-gifting them to us.
That's nice of them.
And the more they get spread out throughout the union, the more the people are going to be PO'd about that issue.
Okay, Trump has proved something. I'll give you the answer in a moment.
Can I share one quick? I made a little drive in that direction, Ken. Yesterday, I noticed a convoy of at least 25 coach buses just traveling the same direction I was. I don't think it was a sports team.
What are you talking about?
What Kenny just said.
What did he just say?
Brand new for delivery, right, Chris?
I'm only making a casting a judgment. Is that how you
made the moronic decision to drive to Buffalo Saturday?
My son and I were going to attend the Bills game on Sunday.
And you were heading into hell,
right?
In terms of the weather,
and the game was postponed to yesterday.
Yeah,
so we turned around and came back home.
Right,
Sunday morning.
Trump has proven something. Why don't you all give me your answer when we come back?
Oh,
okay.
Boy. All right.
My garage door guy is the whole